people do this one thing differently with their money. And it's not how much money they have, it's what they do with it. And I want to take you through this. So let's start with the middle class. So in the middle class, they earn a lot of money, don't they? They have good jobs. They might be on 6 figures a year. They're high execs working 70, 80 hours for the boss. They're loving life and they've got the big houses and nice cars, but they spend. They like spending, but they're working 70, 80 hours a week to fund this lifestyle that they've got. Whereas the poor class, they're working all the time, but they're trying to pay off debt. They really struggle and they have to keep on working even when they should have retired. These people are working, but it's to pay off debt. They're scrimping. They can't afford to do much with their life. Now, let's go on to rich people. So rich people don't spend their monies like the middle class on, looking rich. They don't have to pay off debt. What rich people do is they take their money and they invest in assets. So assets that give them a passive income. When they've got the passive income, they then use that passive income to fund their life. So they no longer need to work. They've got assets funding their life so they can do what they want to do. So really, really rich people, you're not going to see them until they've built the passive income. You won't see them in designer clothes, driving around, being flash. They're normal people, but they understand the value of money is to invest it to make them more money. They can live their life doing what they want, then they can afford the nice things. They can have the nice houses, the cars, the holidays, the dream lifestyle, and they're free. Rich people are free. They do what they want when they want. The middle class can't, because the minute the middle class stop, how do they fund their expensive lifestyle they've got? Poor people can't, because if poor people stop working, how on earth are they going to pay off that debt and survive? So if you're in any of those and you're not yet where you can be free, I want you to start thinking about how do you build assets? How do you build a portfolio that will fund your lifestyle so you can get out of the water, you don't need to drown, and you can be free and live a life that you love. Really rich people have multiple income streams. So they might have businesses that are paying for them, investments that are paid for them, property that's paying for them, crypto, gold, you name it, they've got it. The average millionaire has 7 streams of income. So if one goes, they're not taken out. They've got the other 6 that still fund their lifestyle and give them the passive income. Whereas the middle class don't. They have one stream of income and it's their big high-powered job. And then poor people, again, they just have one stream of income. But the key to this is to build in multiple income streams. Lots of different ways. Money's coming into your bank and you do that with investing your money, not just spending it. Rich people aren't afraid to fail. So they handle their fear in a completely different way than most normal people do. So you find that these people are more afraid of not living a life that they were born to live. They're more afraid of being 90 years old and never truly living, never truly giving life their all. So these people won't stay in their comfort zone. They're constantly growing, pushing their comfort zone out. They're in their growth zone. They're building. They're not afraid of losing money. They're not afraid of getting things wrong. They're afraid of not going to the next level. Where most normal people, what are we afraid of? We're afraid of losing money. We're afraid of getting stuff wrong. We have a lack mindset, and this was a big thing that changed for me. I used to think of lack of everything, like there's not enough opportunity for me. Everybody's already done all the businesses and made the money, There's not enough property to invest in the UK, so how can little Abby come and, build a portfolio? It's just so wrong. Really rich people believe in abundance, and they have abundance for everything, where normal people have lack. So I want you to beat your fear, get over your lack mindset, build an abundance mindset, and we call this having a millionaire mindset. Biggest thing that really rich people do is they put themselves amongst really rich people. So my mentor, Paul Smith, a few years ago moved to Monaco. And I said, why did you move to Monaco? And he said one of the biggest reasons why, he wanted to put himself around billionaires. Paul's ambition is to become a billionaire. The best way to do that, be surrounded by the billionaires. So you need to look at who you're surrounding yourself with. If you're surrounding yourself with skint, miserable, negative people, then that's going to be you. If you're surrounding yourself with millionaires, billionaires, successful people, people that have got that growth mindset, that will be you. You will be the next millionaire. You will be the next successful person, because it rubs off, because they think in a totally different way. You want to be surrounded by people that will push you to the next level, not people that will drag you down and pull you back. So you need to really think about that, of who you're surrounding yourself with, who you're spending your time with, because whatever they think, your thing. So it's super important if you're wanting to build wealth, if you're wanting to change your life, you absolutely need to be surrounded by the right people. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. I hope that's really helped you on what the difference is and how the rich manage their money and what they do with it compared to most normal people. And I hope that helps you go forward and think about what you're doing with your money. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on because you don't want to miss an episode. And I'll see you next time.